The entrepreneur that I chose to interview for this project was my boyfriend's father, Ricardo Nunez, who owns his own sheetrock company in Emporia, Kansas. Ricardo was born and raised in Mexico, and at the age of 15, he moved to the United States. He eventually settled down in Emporia, Kansas, where he started his family while working at a meat packaging plant. Ricardo worked at the plant for several years, but he knew he did not enjoy the work and did not want to do it long term. He traveled back to his family's new construction company, where he spent 6 months learning about hanging sheetrock as well as other construction techniques. He moved back to Emporia and decided to start his own sheetrock hanging company because he no longer wanted to work at the plant and he knew he could make more money owning his own company. Ricardo started Nunez Drywall with his brother, and he took on the managerial role where he took care of getting clients, billing, as well as ordering materials. His English was not the best, but he did not let that stop him, especially when his income doubled. He pushed through his cultural barriers to provide for his family. Of course, like any business owner, he faced some tough times. In the beginning, he had difficulties with the language barrier. He knew English, but he was nervous that he would say the wrong thing and embarrass himself. He had to push through that fear and contact people to make sure his business was successful. When Ricardo first started his business, there was not a lot of other companies in the area. So with the low amount of competition, he was able to make profits, but over the years, the competition grew. The company began to struggle, but instead of giving up, Ricardo decided to work under his old boss for a time and also began to diversify the work that the company did. Not only were they hanging sheetrock, they moved towards more house flipping work. With these challenges, his company overcame this tough financial period and once again was in a good place. My interview with Ricardo reiterated a lot of the topics we discussed in class. The first was opportunity recognition, because he recognized that by starting his own business, he would get more money as well as notice that the market did not have a lot of competition. Another concept that was brought up was entrepreneurial mindset, which Ricardo had to have in order to recognize this opportunity and be willing to take the risk to start his own company despite cultural barriers and economic risk. Ricardo also touched on knowing the market and doing market research. This is why he was able to identify that there was a need for a sheetrock hanging business and allowed him to be successful in the beginning. I really enjoyed being able to make a connection between what we learned in the class and a real entrepreneur. I also enjoyed learning more about someone from my culture taking a risk to start their own business. It was great to see the practices from class in the real world.